Good afternoon all. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of this session. It's now time to introduce Speaker of the Day, Dr. Laviraj Gupta, Pro Vice Chancellor, Lovely Professional University. Let me throw some light on his achievements. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics. He did his MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur and Bachelor in Engineering Honors Mechanical Engineering from MITS Gwalior. Having flair for endless learning, has done 40 plus certifications and specializations in Internet of Things, augmented reality, gamification, machine learning from University of California, deep learning, AI. His research interests are in the area of robotics, mechatronics, bioinformatics, Internet of Things, AI, and ML using TensorFlow and gamification. 85 plus published patents to his credit. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Suman. Thank you.
I also welcome Madam Rachna Bhar, Senior Assistant, Lovely Professional University. Ma'am will be talk about eligibility, scholarship, fee, infrastructure part of the university. Over to you, sir.
Give me the presentation rights, please.
Provided, sir.
Sure. So good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about the new form of engineering, and I'll be specifically focusing on. Am I audible, Ms. Suman?
Yes, sir. Perfectly.
Wonderful. So I'll be talking about the career aspects or the future trends of engineering. Specifically, I'll be talking about electronics engineering. I'll also talk about the evolution, how things have evolved from past till the technology of today, so that you can understand that how technology has evolved and how people who are going to work for technology, that is professionals like you or engineers in making like you, will have to adapt to that change, adapt to that shift in the technology. So let me begin and talk something about that. What kind of change has happened? See, since previous years, we have been talking about that if a huge rock is to be shifted from one place to another, they devised small rollers made out of wood logs, and this is a perfect example of converting sliding friction into rolling friction kind of thing, which gives them a little ease in shifting. Then a wheel was curated or crafted, and then further refinements in the wheel for its effectiveness of motion and efficiency was done. And today, look to the present state of these wheels. They may be beneath Airbus A380, or they may be beneath the space shuttle or whatsoever it is. Now, this is what I call the stages and phases of evolution. Let us look to another example of evolution. Now, what happened that the measurement of the time started with sundial. Then people came up with water kind of clocks. Then there were sand clocks, and then came the mechanical clocks, wherein the gears, the gear ratio, they were used to display the present time. Then it got converted onto a wearable device, which we used to call it as wrist clock. Now, this evolution is the evolution of technology. This is how the technology has changed from one aspect or one phase to another phase of technology. It didn't stop there. Now look to that this is the present state of the technology. Now this is no more a wristwatch. This is no more just simply meant to display the present time, but it is a whole gamut of capturing the biological data of the individual who's actually wearing it. It is capturing your temperature, your heartbeats, your pulse, your blood pressure and whatnot. And it is also evaluating and calculating or capturing your activities. Now, this all can be only done when the electronics or nanoelectronics or microelectronics comes into picture. It is not going to stop here. What kind of evolution I'm presenting right here is in the beta test mode. And now see, a band can display the entire screen onto your for wrist kind of thing. And you can use this band for any kind of communication, maybe through internet or through maybe your social media devices, and it also captures your biological parameters, and it also generates alerts if your biological parameters go beyond the threshold limits. This is an example of how the technology has evolved. Now, in this particular area, role of electronics is predominant and it is preeminent. In electronics, what has happened in communication? Earlier, people were talking to each other, and it was vocal or verbal communication between two people. Then came the telephony, then came the billboards, then came the television, then came the computation, and now, as we all know, that the device which we hold in our hand is capable of computing anything, is connected at any given point of time, and it can house any kind of application which is suited for an individual. This is how evolution has happened. Let us see how the evolution or revolution happened. The first phase of revolution happened as Industry 4.0, wherein water and steam was used to mechanize the production. Prior to this, the production was done by hand. Humans were producing goods, be it actually nails or be it actually clocks or whatsoever it is. They were doing it by their hands. But in Industrial Revolution 1.0, water and steam were used for production. This was the first phase of mechanized production. Then came the electric power, and this became the second revolution or Industrial Revolution 2.0, wherein electrical power enabled mass production. Prior to this, the batch productions were there. Now, with the usage of electricity, mass production started happening. Then came the Industry Revolution 3.0, wherein electronics and information technology generated or curated automated production, wherein the production became automated, and the mass production went on a bigger spree, on a bigger volumes. The production happened, and today we are living in the era of Industry 4.0. Now, this Industry 4.0 is a perfect amalgamation of automation and data exchange, and this is made possible by cyber physical systems which have the intelligence within themselves, which has the computing capabilities within themselves, which are connected at any given point of time, at any given context. Now, these devices are super intelligent devices, so they has enhanced the production in terms of volumes, and they have also maintained the quality and the sensitivity in the production. This all happened because of computation. Computation is within anything in any device. Your wristwatch has got a capability of computing. Your computer has got a capability, and now refrigerators, they too have a capability of computation. Anybody can do any service or any business is now having the capability of computation and is connected. Any place, anywhere you are connected, kind of thing. So this is the power of ubiquitous computation, and availability of connectivity all across. So this gave rise to something wonderful, that is Internet of Things. The awesomeness of Internet of Things is primarily in almost all the areas of human. You see smart homes, you see even doorbells are intelligent enough to identify an individual, and it rings a specific, bell for a given specific group of people. You have seen whole load of smart healthcare past 2 years. During COVID times, the entire healthcare paradigm or the framework is translated to smart and intelligent devices. Even your wristwatch, as I've been talking quite a lot about the wristwatch, your wristwatch became one of the indicators. Your mobile phone with applications mounted on it became an indicator that you are in the safe zone or you are in the contaminated zone. Smart highways, you go to any of the highways, they're absolutely smart. They take the density of the traffic, and then they update their red lights or green lights at any given point of time. The agriculture, as we all know, is becoming smarter day by day. People are using drones, geographical information systems or GIS, to capture the health of the plants, and on the basis of the present health of the plant, they use nutrition, they use pesticides, they use insecticides, they use weedicides. You might have seen now smart devices like, some automated cars or something like that. You might have seen uh, even smart toothbrushes, which are capable of capturing the movements or the motion of your toothbrush while you are brushing, and they can tell you that this area of your mouth is left a little less unbrushed. uh, Home assistants or voice based assistants are the new forms of technology which has come up. Why I'm talking about this, because today is the era when we talk about industry 4.0. Today is the era when devices are talking to devices. My mobile phone is talking to my laptop, and my laptop is talking to my wristwatch. My wristwatch is connected to my television. So these device talking to devices comes up with new expectations for electronics or electrical engineers like you. Now these opportunities can be, you can work on smart devices, you can work on cloud, because the data from these smart devices will have to be actually stored. The analysis is to be done at that level, and therein the cloud or data centers are going to come into picture. The fog devices or fog computing came into picture, and the edge devices. Now the latest trend is the edge device, that the computing or the analysis of the data being generated is done at the device level. It is not sent to the cloud or to a fog, and then the device is waiting for the decision from the cloud or fog. The device is capable enough to take its own decision when it is coming into picture. This whole load is built around artificial intelligence and machine learning, wherein you do loads of robotics which goes into it, cognitive systems, neural networks, you implement chat boxes, and that is where the expectations from electronics engineers have by and large changed. In past 10 years, the expectations have gone too wary or too exuberant. You can see smart homes, and now you'll have to bring in that sanctity, that authentication, and that security. So you can work on blockchains or cybersecurity kind of frameworks. Tomorrow is the time when people will be looking to mixed realities like augmented reality, like virtual reality. That is where loads of electronics engineers with capability of understanding computer vision, with capability of mixing these sensors and devices, electronic devices, with computational algorithms would be needed. Smart AIs or baby AI is the new form of coming. We all know that the electronics would be primarily meant for healthcare. So whole load of engineers would be needed who understand this uh, health parameters, and capturing of the health parameters and the data generated by these capture of health parameters, and how to analyze them, visualize them, and create the decision making systems out of them. In agriculture, there are whole load of opportunities available using drones, GIS, wherein all electronic people or electrical devices are going to play a vital role. In transportation, There's a whole lot of opportunities because now people or the world is heading towards driverless cars. The highways have become smart. The cities are becoming smarter in order to visualize that what kind of traffic, what kind of congestion happens on that particular road. You might have seen in your Google map that if there is a congestion on a road ahead, it automatically changes the path of yourself and takes you from a road where there is no congestion. The example which I generally cite for electronics engineer, that the technology is going to take this form, and there's nothing but a simulation of an hyperloop. There's a hyper mode of transportation from one place to another. It has got whole load of magnetic levitation, wherein electrical engineers can play a vital role, whole lot of control, because there is an automated vehicle, unmanned or driverless kind of a vehicle, which takes individuals from one place to another place with a lightning speed kind of thing. You'll have to have the electronics fervor or electronics understanding to a level where you can design, maintain, and develop systems like these. At Engineering in LPU, we think future, so we build interdisciplinary research groups and domains. We think of technology shift, thus we create advanced labs. You'll have an opportunity to work in advanced laboratories, like AI laboratories, like your robotics laboratories, like your IoT laboratories would be there. We think of expectation, thus we bring best of the faculty, both from academia and the industry. We think about the careers of the individual, hence we have included loads of industry into our academic processes, not just simply at the curriculum design level or center of excellences, but also delivering the courses in a program. In electronics, we have got programs running jointly with Intel, Texas Instruments, and loads of other companies, Omron for robotics, and loads of other companies. You name a master company, and we have got an association with that company over here. We also think beyond, thus we focus primarily on experiential learning, because an electronics engineer without an experiential learning would be a bookish electronics engineer, and a bookish electronics engineer would never ever grow, because he will only have the capability to think like a book. So by all these thinking future, technology shift, expectations, careers, and thinking beyond, we will let you think smarter. I'll come to that a little later. With all these things which I'm talking about, with all these things basically that where the technology is going to go, how the technology has evolved, what kind of niche or what kind of difference we have created in our electronics and electrical engineering. Let me present you that some of the wonderful things which our students have done, and that is nothing but one of the things which our students created during the COVID times, the unprecedented times waged by COVID, was they crafted a patented device which can be attached to any of the soap dispensing machine, and once it is pressed, it can play the music for 20 seconds, which is mandatory for rubbing hands by WHO. Until and unless you rub your hands for 20 seconds, it is not thoroughly cleaned. The students, with all that ideology which I have talked about, think future, think expectations, think career, they've developed a smart dustbin. Now this dustbin is meant for COVID patient wards, so that if there is a garbage to be thrown by COVID patients, there is no human intervention, and this robot goes to a patient upon a call that an individual sitting on bed number 34 would call, Ellie, please come to bed number 34, and based on the pre-fabricated or pre-fed path, this goes to bed number 34. The patient out there dispenses his waste and it comes back. So there is no human intervention, reducing the possibility and probability of any kind of contamination to others. Now the cut above the rest is that we focus on learn by doing, because we have understood that until and unless you do a thing, you'll not be able to learn. So there'll be loads of projects which you're going to do, and thus the projects would become the key learning into the entire program. We'll let you explore transdisciplinary domains. If you are into electronics, we'll let you mingle with agriculture people, let you mingle with computer science people, let you mingle with automobile, aerospace people, so that you can build transdisciplinary solutions for the world. We'll let you participate in loads of international, national events, because there only you'll be able to visualize that how technology is shifting from one paradigm, from 1.0 to 2.0 to 3.0, and now to 5.0 from 4.0. We will let you build a very strong digital presence of yours. In 4 years, you will have such a strong digital professional profile, which is beyond your social profile, maybe in any of the social media. You'll have a very strong digital profile, so that your projects which you have done is showcased to the entire world, so that you are not after companies, the companies would be after you based on the projects which you have done. On and on, we'll let you co-create the magic, because today the world is talking about cooperation, collaboration, and co-creation of magic. I welcome you to this world of Think Big and wish you all the very best. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir, for an enlightening and very informative presentation. It was very wonderful watching you talking on evolution, competitions and connectivity, awesomeness, engineering at the LPU, cutaways, and many more. Thank you so much. On the quick notes, we are taking up 2-3 queries. Sir, Ridhima wants to know, what is the best way to approach industry? How do I stand out of the crowd?
See, the best way to approach an industry is to showcase your professional work. Whenever industry is wanting hands to work with them, they will not look to your resume, they'll not look to your paper resume, they'll actually look to your presence, professional presence on the net. And this professional presence can be only created by the projects you do during your tenure of bachelors of technology, the kind of research papers you publish, the kind of patents you apply, file, and the kind of technology transfer. You applied the patent, that patent got published, that patent got granted, and then you changed, or then you transferred this patent to a product through a company. Now these kind of activities of yours would surely let the companies be after you, that please join us, because you have got such a wonderful presence, professional presence, not your selfie oriented presence, but the professional presence.
Thank you so much, sir. Nandini wants to know, what advantages will I get if I go for engineering program?
See, engineering today is leading every kind of career. Earlier, some kind of banking sectors were very enthralling or exciting, because there was the growth rate was high there. But now technology, as I said, the technology is moving very fast from industry 4.0 to industry 5.0. The need of engineers would be more than anybody else or any kind of other professions. So you as an engineer, by the time you graduate, maybe after 4 years, you're going to have loads and loads of opportunities.
Thank you, sir. Nidhi wants to know, what is the position and salary one can expect after the program, bachelor program?
Okay, see, you need to break that ice from your mind, that what is the average package, what is the package I'm going to get, because now there's no barrier. People get more than 1 crore a package just in their third year or fourth year. People get very recently an LPU student got a 63 lakh package from a company which is into electronics and AI kind of thing, IoT and IIoT kind of thing. So do not, I always talk to my students that do not get driven away by law of averages. For package, there is nothing called as an average package. If you strive for 1 crore package, you'll surely get it. And the kind of incentives, the kind of what do you say? You ask for the designation. That is meaningless. That is absolutely meaningless in today's context.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful. Rahul Datta wants to know, I want to go abroad after my graduation. What skill I should work on to have a better future in engineering field?
If you want to go abroad to do your masters, then again, I will repeat, they will look to what kind of projects you have done. They'll look to what kind of, co-curricular activities you have done, what kind of hackathons, what kind of international events you have participated, and how much after participation you have won those events, because they focus quite a lot on international events participation, research publications being participated, your patents, how many of them are granted, how many of them are published. So start building your profile that way. Again, it is your professional profile. As companies look for that, the best of the universities in the world also look for your professional profile.
The next question is, Geeta wants to know, what would be the benefits to students of tie-ups and center excellence established at LPU?
You'll have to repeat that again, Ms. Suma.
What would be the benefits to students of tie-ups and center excellences established at LPU?
See, center of excellences are a very unique kind of things, wherein this center of excellence is a laboratory established in association with a company. Say, for example, we have center of excellence from Cadence, which is VLSI giant in the world. We've got center of excellences from Intel. Now, these center of excellences would have the most updated devices, gadgets, equipments from that particular company for you to work upon. Which people will find it difficult even to see on internet as a picture, and you are working on that device. If there is a center of excellence for Cisco, you have the best of the routers available and people are seeing that router still or as a picture on the internet, and you are working on that router. Second, in these center of excellences, the company officials, they visit, the developers, they visit very regularly and they interact with you. So you have an opportunity to talk to the developer himself at any given point of time. So center of excellences, they play a vital role in your development.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I can see Neha Agarwal wants to ask her question. Neha, please unmute yourself. Neha, am I audible for you, Neha? Sir, Neha Agarwal wants to ask, what is the best career prospect after completing PhD in electronics?
Okay, after completing your PhD in electronics, you can work with Boeing into their electronics department. You can work with Intel. You can work with Qualcomm if you're into hardcore VLSI kind of a designing, or you can work with ARM Intel, Texas Instruments, National Instruments. You can also work with research laboratories like MIT's lab. You can also work with National Physical Laboratories, National CD, Central Electronics Research Laboratories, and you can also work as a faculty member in any of the good institutes like LPU or anywhere else in the world.
Thank you, sir. The last question, Nandita wants to know, what are the companies that visit at LPU for placements?
You name a company and that company would be there in LPU. Name Google, you name Microsoft, you name, any company, you name Bosch, you name any of the companies, and it'll have its presence at LPU for recruitment. And even the startups which are really growing, like anything. Cadence comes to LPU. Students of LPU are working with Cadence as well. They're working with Intel. They're working with electronics giants as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you for the time. Thank you. Next, we move on to Ms. Rachna Bajaj. Over to you, madam.
Okay, I hope, ma'am, my screen is visible. Yeah, I hope, ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, it is.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. I hope you all are doing fine and safe at your home during this COVID time. So I'll be just sharing a quick glimpse of the university you will be joining this year, I suppose, or in the coming years. So first up in the list, we have LPU breaking the records when 13 LPU students participated in Tokyo Olympics 2020. And we feel proud that nearly 10% of the Indian Olympic participants are LPU students. Further, moving ahead with some of the rankings for engineering, especially if I talk about, LPU has been ranked 36th among top universities of India by the World University Rankings 2022. Another feather when LPU was ranked second in India, where only 3 Indian universities could make to the top 200 list globally as per Times Higher Education Impact Rankings 2021. Further, we have NIRF rankings of 2021 by Ministry of Education, Government of India, where LPU has been ranked 66th, especially if I talk about for engineering amongst all government and private engineering institutions of India. Further, we have adult ranking of institutions on innovation and achievements, where LPU has been ranked 3rd in India. Moving ahead with the campus life and exposure offered. So as a student, make sure that you enjoy your campus life and gain as much as exposure you can. And if I talk about LPU students have got several opportunities to interact with Nobel laureates and participate in not just national but international level events as well. So let's show you some of the events which have been conducted at LPU. First up in the list, we have 106th Indian Science Congress with the focal theme of Future India, Science and Technology, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Next, we have Nobel laureate Dalai Lama ji chairing the 5th convocation at LPU. Further, we have former President of India, late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, for the convocation twice at LPU. Next, we have former Union Minister, late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, for inauguration of LPU Startup School. A very familiar face, a motivational speaker, Gaur Gopal Das ji, he interacted with the students and guided them with several motivational innovations. He also motivated the students on life. Some heartthrobs, we have some heartthrobs in the list. We had Shah Rukh Khan, we had Deepika Padukone for the promotion of Chennai Express, we had Sonam Kapoor, we had MS Dhoni as well for an event. So now let's move ahead with the infrastructure of the university. I suppose you will be making some memories and spending a lot of time between 9 to 5 in these laboratories and these classrooms. So make sure that you go through the infrastructure of a university as well. So I'll be just quickly showing some of the labs and the infrastructure which is available at LPU. This is an inside view of our Cisco labs. As sir have mentioned, we have tie-ups with several companies, be it Cisco, Intel, Bosch, and several others. This is an inside view of our iMac lab, an inside view of our Google lab for the trainings, the big data. So now, apart from the academics, let's move ahead with some extra activities and other part of the university. This is an outside view of our amphitheater. We have conducted several Nukkad Natak theaters take place on such platforms. This is an inside view of our central library. I would like to mention that this library is a 9-storied library with approximately 20 lakh books, and students also have access in online mode as well. This is an inside view of our Shanti Devi Mittal Indoor Auditorium with a capacity of 2,500 audience, being the largest in this region. An outside view of our university mall. I would rather say this is my favorite place. It has all the basic facilities. If I talk about courier facilities, be it related to stationery, dine-in, we have Domino's inside, we have a sweet shop inside, not just a theater, yes. Apart academics, we also focus on the leisure time of our students. For this, we have bowling areas, school areas, gymnasium inside the mall. Hospital facilities are also available inside the campus, be it related to eye facilities, general wards, if you want to proceed for any physiotherapy facilities or anything. An outside view of our indoor stadium. It has several facilities inside. If I talk about proper Olympic level swimming pool, around 10 to 12 courts for badminton for our students, shooting area, a beautiful picture clicked by one of our students, and a mesmerizing night view of our beautiful campus. What else do you need in a university? So now let's move ahead with another important aspect, which is the fees, the scholarship, and the eligibility criteria to take admission in any of the program available at LPU. So what you have to do is just visit our website, which is lpu.in, and on the top you can see an icon of admissions. And here you can see we have listed all the programs, be it after 12th programs, after 12th diploma programs, or if you want to proceed for after graduation master's program, or after post-graduation doctorate level programs like PhD. So once you click on any of these programs, a list of all the programs which are available at LPU will be right in front of you. So let's say I'm interested in engineering. On the left side of my screen, you can see engineering. I'll click on it, and all the options which are available for you in engineering branch will be available in front of you. So I'll just click on electronics and communication engineering, ECE, and all the programs, the specializations will be listed in front of you. We have a regular program, we have industry collaborative program with Intel, with Cadence, be it EdGate or BTech, ECE 2+2 international credit transfer program. So I'll just click on the regular ECE program, and all the details regarding this program will. If I talk about the eligibility, minimum 60% with physics, mathematics, and English as compulsory subjects in 12. You also have to apply for LPU test exam, which is national entrance and scholarship test. I would like to mention that this test is not only for eligibility, but it will also act as a scholarship test for you. Further, once you scroll down, you can see the placement of this program, the rankings, the curriculum, and the scholarship, which is, I suppose, the most important part here now. If I talk about the fee structure, although the without scholarship fees for this program was 1,20,000 per semester, but we have several categories on the basis of which you can avail scholarship. It can be on the basis of your last 2 qualification. It can be on the basis of LPU NEST exam, the entrance test. You can also check the cutoff required to avail the scholarship benefit, or it can be on the basis of the national level test, like if I talk about JEE main percentile. So let's say if you fall in 80 to 89% in your 10th or 12th, you will be directly eligible for 30% scholarship, which gradually reduces your fees to 84,000 per semester. If you score even better, between 90 to 94.9 in your 10th or 12th, you will fall in 40% category, and gradually your fees will be reduced to 72,000 per semester. If you score 95% or above in your 10th or 12th, your fees will be gradually reduced to 50% and your fees will be 60,000 per semester. If not this, LP Nest is there. If not LP Nest, we have JEE Main. Besides this, you can also check other scholarship categories. We also have financial aids for need-based, which covers scholarships for a single girl child, for a single mothers as well. Sorry, sir.
उसको बोलना सर गुस्सा कर रहा है, जल्दी आएगा. क्या मना करके गया था कि नहीं कर रहा? Sorry, I'm sorry.
No issues. So further, we have scholarships on the basis of retired defense for CAPF, paramilitary personnel, and their dependents as well. We have financial aid to orphans, and we have financial aid to persons with certain disability. So make sure that you share these details with your friends and relatives as well, so that they can also benefit such scholarships. Further, I would just move ahead with the important dates, which is also important. As you can see here, we have the April schedule, which has been conducted. For the students, those who have already appeared in LPU Nest exam, the entrance and scholarship test, students, the online counseling and seat allocation is open, which is 20th April 2022 onwards. Make sure that you fill your preference, because once you go on this platform, you will see that all the engineering programs will be available in front of you. So you have to fill your preference. Let's say if I'm interested in ECE program, I'll just drag the program on the top. That will become my first preference. Or let's say my second preference is ECE International, 2+2 International Credit Transfer Program. I'll just drag the program on the second number. That will become my second preference. So accordingly, just make sure that you fill some of your preferences. And once you click on the submit button, it will be saved. And further, your result will be declared on 26th April, sharing all the information that in which program, as per your preference, you have received your seat. And between 26th to 30th April, make sure that you register for your admission, you book your seat as well. And in case if you miss that chance, round 2 will be open on 26th April again. But make sure that you fill your preferences by today, or between 20th to 24th April. And for students, those who haven't applied for LP Nest exam, the registrations are open. The registrations will be open till 10th May, and further you will get exam dates between 15th to 31st May, and your result will be declared on 6th June, and accordingly you can proceed for your online filling of preference. In case if you have any queries regarding this, feel free to contact us on our helpline numbers. On the right side of the screen, you can see such tabs. We have live video counseling option. You can get in touch with us through our Zoom portal. We have an option of schedule a call. You can contact our WhatsApp team as well. And further on the bottom, we have our helpline numbers as well. So before I wind up, I would just like to share one important thing, that we have already conducted several webinars, and we will be conducting such more webinars. So what you can do is just click on admissions, and on the left side you will get an option of LPU's Edu-Fair webinars. And once you click here, a new tab opens where you can see all the upcoming and past webinars. So if I talk about 21st April, we have a webinar on the topic current trends in civil, mechanical and aerospace engineering, which will be again delivered by Dr. Laviraj Guptaji, Pro Vice Chancellor LP. So just click on register and make sure that you register yourself, fill your name, your email ID, phone number, so that we can share all the reminders and the link to join this webinar. And make sure that you click on this dialog box and click on register for the final submission. So all the best, students, and over to you, Suman ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. It's really very informative. We have one question for you. Student wants to know how I get regular updates about the university.
Okay, So what you can do is here, I'll again just share my screen. If you want to firstly apply for admissions, just simply visit our website admission.lpu.in. Else you can get to see an option of apply now here as well, and register yourself, enter your name, your email ID, your phone number. You will receive an OTP on your phone number, your state, city, gender, and qualification. Let's say my qualification is 12 and I'm interested in engineering. And click on I authorize LPU to contact me with updates, notification via email, SMS, WhatsApp, call, and etc. And click on register now. So this process will help you to register for your desired program, and you will keep getting updates via SMS, WhatsApp, and email as well. Besides this, you can, if you want to initiate any conversation, I have already shown you these options on the right side of the screen. You can see an option of live video counseling, or schedule a call, our WhatsApp team, or our helpline number, which is just listed here. I hope this was helpful for the student.
So thank you so much, ma'am. So during this exclusive webinar on scope of ECE, EEE, EE engineering, attendees heard from Dr. Lavi Rajgupta as on how you can have a successful career in this field. Experts, your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoons for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentations. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable, as the information provided in this webinar will help them to take better decisions regarding admission. I am obliged and once again thankful to Dr. Lavi Rajgupta and Ms. Rachna Bajaj for stamping this platform. Signing off for the day.
Thank you, everybody, and stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.